So a little side segment to this video, I need to go on here and actually choose out what color and what type of sight I want from Dialed. So I'm going to turn this around, show you guys exactly what this all entails. So we're in dialedarchery.com. I have actually already set this whole thing up. I am actually left-handed. I did the inside switch tape. I did everything black. I murdered this thing out, and right here I actually want the 3 pins. I wanted a smaller pin size. This is essentially what this bad boy is gonna look like. I just murdered everything out, but I'm excited to get this bad boy in my hands, put it on the bow, and start using this thing. And I just have to thank Dialed so much for wanting to be a part of this and helping us out. Thank you to Dialed, and I'm excited to shoot this bad boy. So, day 2 of getting the bow set up, and I went on to Dialed, and thank you very, very much for the gentleman over there. They hooked it up fat, and as you saw me filming my computer screen, went with the Picatinny Arxos. Ooh, looks good in there. It's all murdered out, and we're going to be putting it on the Prime RVX, the 32, and have this awesome gentleman right here gonna hook it up. Just won't let me open boxes at my house because I just end up ripping everything and destroying it. Our sight tape. Now, I will be the first to admit, I am not an archer. Like, these guys set my stuff up, I just shoot the bow. That's all it is. But
that makes you an archer, not a bowman.
Well, fair enough. There we go. Ooh. Ooh. Thing is pretty. All murdered out, and I've actually never had, ooh, those light up a lot, actually. You can see that very well.
And you know what's cool? If you get into a situation where there's too much light, you just slide this back, and it can regulate the amount of light that comes into your fibers. So
I like that. You better open that all the way up. There you go.
That's nice.
To do with this then is we're going to actually shim the cam over, okay? And what we're trying to achieve with that is we're trying to move this string back so it's behind the power stroke of where that cam rotates through. Come back, there you go. Now just push, pull. See, I told you, if we didn't break at least one damn arrow, we weren't going to have a good day. Alright, so I'm going to have you shoot a bear shaft now. And what this is just basically a more sensitive way of making sure that your bow is tuned properly. So when we shoot an arrow through paper, there's actually a lot that you can get away with shooting it through paper and still get a bullet hole. This is kind of the ultimate end-all be-all. It's just going to tell me if your form's good, if you're getting any torque or anything of that nature, and if the string is aligned properly with the power stroke of the bow. So go ahead and send that down there, and we'll go see what it looks like in relation to your group. Get that finger set, even tension, drive your elbow back, and your hand forward. Okay, cool. You see what it did? Nope. There you go.
Titties McGee's. What's up, guys? We're here at Dadus right now. We have our brand new bows. We have Chad, Jared, and myself. We're getting sighted in, and we're going to be doing lab radar, something that is completely foreign to us. We're going to be learning on the fly today, and we're going to just get our sight tape set up. So let's go inside.
All right, so we're out here. We're going to build a sight tape with a new system. This is called a lab radar. What we're going to do is we're going to find the terminal velocity of the arrow coming out of the bow, and then we're going to find what the velocity is at 70 yards. This system is built to do that. We're going to take that data and we're going to go input it into a system called precision cuts, and that is going to give us the most accurate sight tape that you can get without having to shoot in all of your marks.
Okay, cool. You're good at 30.
All right, so we just got everybody sighted in roughly at 70 yards because we need to be able to hit a 70-yard target. This lab radar is going to pick up the terminal velocity, as we talked about before, coming right out of the bow, and then it's going to pick up velocities at 4 different yardages going down range. We're going to input that into a system called precision cuts, and that's going to print out our sight tape, which has been extremely accurate in our findings. So what we're doing here with the lab radar is we're mounting this microphone onto the riser. You can mount it out here on your stabilizer, just somewhere here so the microphone is close to the hand with the bow. So now we're just going to have him shoot at 70 yards. If you can scoot back just a skosh, we want you as close to this thing as possible. Okay, cool. Okay, so 288 was your terminal velocity right out of the bow, and you're running at 261 when you get out to 70. So you're dropping about an average of 3 feet per second every 10 yards.
Is that good?
Oh, I don't know, that's just a number. It made me sound like I knew what I was talking about. In my opinion, anything that you can be over 280 and really under 305 to 310, in my opinion, is the perfect setting for a bow. You go much lighter than, or excuse me, much faster than that, you're usually using too light of a projectile, and it doesn't absorb as much energy as I feel it should. When you have a heavier projectile, this bow becomes a lot more quiet, but also too, it takes a lot of the energy out of the limbs, out of the strings, out of the cams, and it'll actually increase the longevity of the bow because the arrow is accepting more of that energy before it goes down range. You shoot a light arrow, the lighter it gets, the closer it is to like simulating a dry fire because it doesn't have enough mass to accept the energy of the cans.
Okay, so what we're going to measure is the distance from the peep out to the housing here, and then we're also going to measure from the peep down to the arrow shaft. Okay, I take it at 1 instead of 0, and I lay that right down just because it's easier to control, right in the middle of the peep sight, and then I find where the middle of the arrow shaft is. Now, this is very key. An 1/8 is minimum that you have to get down to. If you can get down to a 1/16, that's better. If you can get down to a 32nd, that's even better. And what I mean by that is just measuring out this distance here. The closer you can make that, the more accurate your tape's going to be. So we're going to hit that right in the middle of that one.
3 3/8.
Oh, 3 3/8. But you want to convert it over to a decimal. And then we want to measure from here. So you want to set this down on the pin and then pull up to here, and you're going to try and hit it right where the string crosses and your serving goes over, because that's going to show you the middle of the peep. We're going to go 28 and 1/8, like right on the nose. Once you put that information into the system, also with the 2 speeds that we just shot with the lab radar, it's going to be able to print out a scaled sight tape that is going to be accurate out to 100+ yards. All right, guys, we went upstairs and we got our tapes all dialed in. We had to come back down here. We shot at 20, and then we matched up our tapes with our indicators, and now our sight tapes are all set, ready to go. Alright guys, welcome to day 3 of the bow build video, and the whole reason why it's taken 3 days to get this done, we're doing 3 different bows, and we've had other parts come in from awesome companies, so we wanted to get everything all done up, and then we can present basically what we're going to be shooting this year. For myself, I will be shooting the Prime RVX 32. And the reason why I wanted a 32 is, one, it did feel better for myself, and I'm going to be doing some backcountry hunting. I just wanted a smaller limb to limb and be able to fit on my backpack a little bit better. We have the dialed archery sight, the Arxos. And I have the smaller pin diameter on there, and I basically just murdered this whole thing out. The dial just all blacked out. I'll be running the Hamskea Epsilon rest right there, which Prime actually partnered up with these guys, and so far I've been loving this rest. Also, they partnered up with Tight Spot, and they have the Prime Archery Tight Spot quiver, and I will also be shooting the Victory Rip TKO arrow this year. And if you guys haven't seen this, look at those wraps. Badass Rise and Shed wraps with the topo on there, shooting the AAE. fletchings, and I am so excited to put down a big bull and a deer this year, at least a big bull and a deer this year with this bow. I'm already loving the setup. We also have the bee stinger stabilizers, and huge thank you to Devin Nilsson for getting us hooked up with these guys, and a huge thank you to Badass for just getting everything dialed in that we wanted. And we basically kind of custom built all these bows, and I'm just super appreciative of the new partnership that we have, and I'm super appreciative of Chad and Jared being out here, and we got these guys set up as well. And so what we're gonna do now is have these guys go over their bow setups, and we'll just go from there.
All right, guys, so here's the setup that I'm gonna be shooting this year. I am shooting the PSE Evolve. Limb to limit is 34 inches. I'm gonna be running the tight spot quiver along with the same rest. All three of us are running the same rest with the Hamsky rest. I went with the black gold 3 pin slider, just because that's what I've always shot and what I'm used to. Same thing, all three of us are gonna be shooting the bee sting stabilizers. And for my arrows, this is my favorite part, honestly. The arrows came out money. Same custom wraps with the Rising Shed and Badass with the Topo logos there. I'm shooting the gold tip air strikes. Same whiteout fletchings, the AAE Maxes with the Badass logos on there. Yeah, this thing is money. She is ready to eat this year, and I can't wait. Huge thanks to Badass, Lucas, and Jason for setting our bows up for us. Kelly for being so awesome and accommodating us for everything, and just the whole Badass team. So super appreciative for all of those guys.
This year I'm going to be shooting the Elite Ethos. It is a 33-inch axle-to-axle bow. Really fast bow. Probably the fastest bow I've ever shot. I'm throwing these Easton Axis long-range match-grade arrows. They're 460 grains. This thing's cooking them downrange at like 296 feet per second. So that's super fast. I've never had that fast of a bow. This year I'm rocking the dialed Arxos. I ran it last year. Love this sight. Awesome sight. Good quality. Rocking the Hamsky rest. Bee stinger bars. Super excited to be shooting this bow. Badass really hooked it up this year, and I'm just really excited to get in the field with this thing and put down some good animals with it.
So again, we just want to thank Badass for everything that they've done up to this point. We are super excited about our new partnership with them. If you guys would, hit up Badass Outdoor Gear to get all your outdoor needs, your archery needs, whatever the case may be. They have everything inside. You need to come check it out. Another cool thing that's actually happening at Badass Outdoor Gear is we're doing our event called Shed and Tell. What that entails is you bring out all your sheds, your keeper pile, your dead heads, whatever the case may be, bring it out here. We're gonna have people set up vendor booths, and so if you have a small company or any type of company and you wanna come sell your merch, please get a hold of me on Instagram, Rise and Shed, DM me. We're just gonna have food, games, drinks, obviously the tents, vendors, a whole bunch of different stuff out here, and we're giving back to an awesome cause. We're gonna be giving back to the Chase K family. If you guys didn't know, Chase is actually in need of a lung and heart transplant, and it's actually very important that he gets this done because he is not in good shape right now. So our goal is to raise money for the K family. So we would love to see you all out here. Again, come down to Badass, get all your accessories. We love you guys. Thank you for everything.
Peter Piper picked a pickled peppers.